Hello, and welcome to class. My name is Allison, and I'll be guiding you through a 60-minute yin practice tonight. We'll be focusing on harnessing the energy of the waxing crescent moon. We have the lights on here so you can see what we were doing, but I do invite you to shut or turn down your lights a little bit. Maybe grab a blanket to get cozy, and we're going to start playing some music also. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Come to lying on your back, and once you're there, take reclined butterfly pose. Soles of the feet together, knees wide, one hand on your heart, one hand on your chest, and find stillness. In Yin Yoga, we let gravity do the work for the most part. Stay with your natural breath. Focus on keeping it calm and smooth. Slow it down. It can help to try to make the exhales a little longer than your inhales. I invite you to close your eyes for as much of class as is comfortable. It will help you to keep your focus inward. Please remember that my cues are merely suggestions. I fully empower you to make the decision to listen to them or not. Yin Yoga is a slowly paced class. We will be holding postures for longer than you may be accustomed to. You have the space here to tune in to both your mind and the physical sensations in your body. I challenge you to stay present and receive the lessons that come up for you. Work hard in this class to find stillness. Try to avoid fidgeting or moving around too much. There's something to be said about finding the comfortable discomfort, not pain, but where can you find stillness in an impossible intensity? Inhale, bring your knees into center. You can use your hands to help guide. And exhale, widen your feet to your hips width. And maybe start windshield wipering your knees. Keep going side to side a few times. And we'll find a modified supine twist. So if it feels okay in your body, fall to one side while you're windshield wipering. Your arms can go to a T. If this feels too intense or unsatisfying in any way, you can transition into a regular supine twist. Just stack your hips and knees, lying on your left side, and twist with your upper body towards your right. Oh, yeah. So Heather even took her, was that your left foot, and put it on top of her right knee. It deepens the stretch even more. If you equate the moon cycle to the seasons that we experience, the waxing crescent moon would represent the time right before spring. It's a time of building potential. Plans are being made for the future. Things may seem quiet, but so much preparation is being done. Think about how you feel towards the end of winter. Most of us are busy making plans for the coming year when it will be warm and beautiful outside. You can't act on any of those plans yet, but you have them in your mind's eye. Bring your knees back to center, feet hips width apart. Start windshield wipering them again, back and forth a few times until they drop to the other side. The same options are available on this side. Try to take the same version, or the same variation that you took on the left. You're on the right, you're on the left now. Find stillness. Some yearn to bathe in the moonlight the way others yearn for the warmth of daylight. Both have a powerful effect on our lives. We depend on them. The moon helps us feel powerful as we gain strength from her growing presence in the sky. It was Aristotle, the Greek philosopher, that posited that because our brain was a moist organ, our minds were influenced by the pull of the moon in the same way that the tides are. Your power and strength are increasing, as is the moon's. Believe in yourself and have confidence in your own ability. You can do anything. You are powerful. Bring your knees back into center. Pull them into your chest for ball pose. Be here for a minute. You have some time to massage your low back on the floor, rock back and forth, take some circles. Take your time. Let it feel good. If you took circles, make sure you go both ways. And when you're ready, you can rock and roll yourself up to a seat. And we'll find butterfly pose. So you've already been here sort of today, but instead of reclined, we're sitting up. So knees wide, soles of the feet together. Inhale, sit tall, and exhale, fold forward. Fold as far as feels comfortable and no further. This is not a contest, not even with yourself. You're just here working on surrender. You can have the soles of your feet hold in really close to your thighs, or you can move them further out. It really doesn't matter. You can play with that and see the difference between those in your body. Hands can be on the floor in front of you or on your feet. Release your neck. The waxing crescent moon is that sliver of light that appears right after the new moon. The light is growing or waxing into the first quarter moon, which is in a few days. Tune into your intuition and give your body what it needs and what your intentions need to blossom and grow. Inhale, sit tall again. Straighten your legs and bring them very wide. And we'll take a wide leg forward fold. Walk your hands forward as far as feels good. You can keep your hands in the center or grab for your feet. You can be as far forward to have your elbows on the ground. Whatever feels good. You can put a pillow in front of you or a bolster in front of you. Oh, I like this move. If you have a firm bolster, Heather's put it on her forehead and she's just leaning into it. Might not work with a regular pillow, but I challenge you to try it. The waxing crescent moon represents a time to pause. Your intention was set at the new moon, and now is the time to breathe into it a little bit. Develop your ideas and intentions. Now is the time to decide how you're going to get it all done. You will take all these actions later at the first quarter moon. This is a time of hope. You can now see your goals on the horizon. How are you going to get there? What things can you do now or this week at the first quarter moon to get you going at least in the right direction? You don't have to get all the way there. Just one or two things. sit tall again. And exhale, do whatever you need to do to get to hands and knees for tabletop. Just find a neutral spine. We're going to thread the needle starting with your right arm. So go ahead and lift it up and out and up to the right side. Open your chest and exhale down and under your torso and under your arm, threading the needle. Your left hand can be right where it is under your shoulder, or you can stretch it forward. You can even take the half bind if you feel called to do that. The side of your head should be touching the floor, but it shouldn't feel like it's getting jammed at all against the floor. More of the weight should be in the shoulders. We are moving from the more reflective energy of the new moon and stepping into a more action mindset. This is the time for researching and implementing a plan. You are firming up your goals. Now is the perfect time to journal about your goals and plan your strategy. You are declaring your intentions to the universe. Your ideas and intentions become more real as you prepare and conceptualize. It's not a race. It's more like a marathon. Everyone's pace is different. How can you get even one step closer to making your dreams come true? Place your left hand under your shoulder and begin to rewind through the motions that got you here. So pick that arm back up and open up your chest, and then plant your hand under your shoulder, back in tabletop. Inhale, pick up the left hand and open your chest. And exhale, thread the needle on the other side. Try to take the same variation with your arms that you did on the other side. The waxing crescent moon encourages positivity and faith. This would be the time to act boldly. During this phase, the moon's energy is all about inciting change. Now is not the time to wait. Place your right hand under your right shoulder and push back up into tabletop and rewind the motion that got you there. So open your chest, inhale, and exhale, plant your hand back on the floor underneath your shoulder for tabletop. And come forward to rest on your belly. So slowly lower down Widen your elbows and stack your hands. And just stack your hands like a little pillow. And you're just resting here for just a little while. Release all effort. Let your heels fall to the outside. Feel your breath moving and your heart beating. Staying where you are, slowly bring your right knee towards your elbow. One-legged prone frog. Hands can stay where they are as a pillow, or you can move them out to a T. Head can look either way, straight down to either side, whichever feels good to you. Practicing Yin Yoga helps you practice stillness. In our normal everyday lives, most of us don't allow ourselves the time and space to just be. A Yin Yoga practice can help you settle into these calm and still moments, even in intensity. That comfortable discomfort that I mentioned earlier. You're cultivating your ability to stay calm under pressure, to keep going when things get a little hard. You know what the goal is, and you try your hardest to keep moving towards it. Stick with it. Bring your head back to center. Straighten your right leg. And now bend your left knee and bring it closer to your elbow for one-legged prone frog on the other side. Yin Yoga targets all of your connective tissues like fascia, ligaments, joints, and even your bones. You are becoming so incredibly more flexible by being here and holding this space for yourself. When you consciously focus on breathing more deeply, you are bringing more oxygen into your body and increasing your blood flow and your circulation. That's just by consciously focusing on your breathing, which is what we're doing this entire hour. It's so powerful. Our stress levels come from our autonomic nervous system being activated. This is your fight or flight response. So many things in our modern daily lives turn this on. We are constantly being bombarded with stressors, and most of us find it hard to truly relax. During a yin yoga class, you're activating your parasympathetic nervous system. This turns on to help calm your body and your mind and slow your heart rate. This is the antidote to your fight or flight response. By staying in these postures for longer periods of time, you're allowing any blockages of energy in your body to release and flow more freely. Bring your head back into center and straighten your left leg or left leg. I don't know, the other leg. And push back into extended child's pose. Or if you want, you can do regular child's pose. So extended would be knees wide, toes together, arms out in front of you, forehead to the ground. Or classic child's pose is knees together, or like knees and calves together, head to the floor, arms to your side. Either way, melt into your mat. Yin Yoga is not your sweaty and intense vinyasa flow. But that really doesn't make it any less of a workout. You can still find great challenge in stillness. And it's not any less good for your body. They say that the real yoga starts when you want to come out of a pose, that the lesson exists in the ability to stay with it. In our everyday lives, so often we move too quickly from one thing to the other. That's what we're used to. Yin Yoga helps us practice a slower, more patient pace. The universe is unfolding in front of you. There's no need to rush. Come back into a tabletop pose and find your way to your seat. Legs and arms straight out in front of you. And slowly lower down onto your back as slowly as you can go. And when you get there, take happy baby. So bring your knees up over your hips, grab the insides or the outsides of the soles of your feet with your hands. Move around if that feels good. Move back and forth, straighten one leg, then straighten the other. You're just here for a minute. You've been still for a while. Now's your chance to move around a little bit. When you're ready, come to lie on your mat. We'll take Shavasana. Let your arms and legs fall to your sides. Oh, this is a perfect time for the blanket. It's hard to turn inward and relax when you're feeling a little chilly. So yeah, arms and legs to your side. You can kind of roll your shoulder blades underneath your back to feel the openness in your chest. You don't need to focus on your breath anymore. Just let go of all effort. Know that when it is time, I will guide you out. Begin to deepen your breath. Maybe wiggle your fingers and toes. Roll your wrists and ankles. And take a long body stretch when you're ready. Stretch like it's your first stretch in the morning. And then bring your knees into your chest and roll to your most comfortable side. Just breathe here for a bit. We move through different emotional states in the same way that the moon moves around the earth. The moon recedes, withdraws, and renews each month, and so do we. The more we attune ourselves to the moon phases, the better we can use the different energies to help us manifest our dreams rather than spending time fighting them. Push yourself up to a seated position, keeping your eyes closed, hands at heart center. You can see your goals on the horizon. Are you headed in the right direction? Bring your hands to your third eye center. Use the power of this waxing crescent moon for conscious intention, believing that you are the most divine, most cosmic, most magical version of yourself. We bow forward. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you, Heather.
Thanks, Allison. Lovely.
And thank you, whoever's out there. Please come again.